guys, this is Tarot with Kitten Sweets and Tarot, and today I'm doing a VR to my homegirl Lisa of the Tarot Alchemist, and she created a spread called the Skeleton Woman spread. The spread was inspired by the book Women Who Run with Wolves by Clarissa Pinkole Estes, and she said this, well, I've read that book too, and it has so many awesome stories in it, and that particular story deals with the life cycle. Lisa created 6 questions that kind of go along with that story, although she said, if you've read it, you could always like switch up the questions and kind of make it your own, but I'm gonna go ahead and go with how Lisa did it, because I think she did a superb job. So I decided I'm gonna be placing each of the cards on my altar, just like she had done, where she was just doing kind of like a card at a time. So I'm going to go ahead and give that a try. And the deck that I'm going to be using for this reading is the Love Your Inner Goddess deck by Alana Fairchild. I believe that it's a really loving, very hard-hitting deck, and since Lisa came up with some pretty in-depth questions and some deep, like shadow worky type questions, I think the Love Your Inner Goddess deck would be perfect for this. I have not chosen my cards yet. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle them. So the first question, what part of myself have I dragged to the cliffs and thrown away? Okay, so here's the backs of our cards, and I'm going to go ahead and shuffle that. So what part of myself have I dragged to the cliffs and thrown away? And here we have the divine badass. So what I'm getting with this is, when I was younger, not when I was like a little kid, but like when I started entering my preteens and my teens up into my 20s, I'd say early to mid 20s, I think that there is a part of me that I took that, my ability to connect to the divine, my ability to see myself as divine, us all being connected as divine, seeing my self-worth, and that I had dragged that to the cliffs and I had thrown that away, because I didn't have, the confidence that I do now. I didn't see myself and see everyone as I do now, as being interconnected, that we are all part of the divine. And so I think that kind of sucks, So, yeah, so now that's not something that, I would throw away. But of course, when I was younger, unfortunately, that was something I did throw away, as I did not see my badassery, and I had thrown that off the cliffs. Okay, the next question is, why have I rejected this part of me? Okay, so we'll take that off. I'll go ahead and give it a shuffle. So why had I rejected that part of me? Okay, and the card is... Okay, wild and free. And it says, all good things are wild and free. Okay, so the part of myself that I had dragged to the cliffs, was the divine badass. And then number 2, why did I reject that part of me? Because I was not in alignment with this. I was not feeling wild and free. I kind of felt, lost and misguided and very bound. Kind of like the 8 of Swords. It's kind of how I was going through, actually, childhood, adolescence, early 20s, mid 20s. Yes, all 8 of Swords. So yeah, I was not feeling this wild and free. Okay. So now, question number 3. What can I do to retrieve this rejected part of me? So we'll take this card away. So that rejected part of me, that divine badass that I tossed away because I was not feeling, you know, free and unbound and wild. What could I do to bring that back? So like I said, that's not a notion that I would toss away now, but, you know, it was something I did toss away. So how can I bring some of that energy back to me? I love it. It says it's better to be absolutely ridiculous than absolutely boring. Freaking beautiful. Okay, so in order to retrieve that rejected part of me, because I wasn't feeling this wild and free, therefore throwing away my divine badassery, is to basically dive into my inner child, which I've been doing. I mean, I've always been a big kid, you know, I've always told you guys this, and as if it wasn't apparent when I make my videos or you see me on Instagram. But I think in the past, like 3 years or so, I've really been connecting with little me, you know, past me, my inner child, and I've been, you know, bringing back, you know, parts of my childhood that I never got to have, but now I can have. And yes, I'm an adult, and, you know, I still have to do my adulting, but, you know, I can still have fun. I can still be playful. I can still be ridiculous. I could walk down the street with my pink haired wigs if I want to, and I like really don't care, you know, what other people think. And so, I think this is something that I'm already kind of doing. So that's good. That's a good thing, because by doing this, and this is validation for me, by continuing to be me, I mean, look at my altar. Like, that I'm going to start bringing back more of what I had previously tossed away when I was younger. So that is pretty cool. Okay, so then question number 4, how can I untangle this rejected part of me? So that rejected part of me, that was that divine badass. So now how can I untangle it? Because obviously if I've tossed it off a cliff, it's probably not going to be in the best shape when I pick it up. So, I mean, you toss a car off a cliff, it's probably going to need some body work. So, okay, we're going to take this away. Okay, so how can I untangle this rejected part of me? Okay. See, this is why I love this deck. Okay, so how can I untangle that rejected part of me, that part that I tossed off, that divine badass, because I was not feeling wild and free. And they said, you know, if I just continue on my path of connecting with my inner child, you know, I can bring back some of that divine badass. But, you know, it's gonna be, you know, a little messed up, a little twisted, a little broken. So in order to untangle it, I just have to remember that I am the hero of my own story. It says, be your own hero. The only I can save me, you know, that I have the power over my life. And if I just remember the power that I have, yeah, I mean, I can pretty much bring in anything I want into my life, which is pretty, hey, I like that. I dig that. So Lisa, by the way, P.S., this is like a really awesome spread. Okay, question number 5, what is my heart singing up as healing? So, healing. What is healing? What's my heart singing up as healing? Okay, so what my heart is singing right now is Bright Destiny. Let me read what this says. This is, just when the caterpillar thought the world was over, it became a butterfly. And I love that because, you know what, my yard is full of butterflies. butterflies right now, and chrysalises, and hungry caterpillars that eat up all the milkweed, because we're gonna have some beautiful monarch butterflies. So the healing that's going on right now is the transformation, all the transformations that I've been going through. And this is kind of flopping around because my AC is on. So yeah. And the whole heart singing thing I love because, well, I'm an opera singer, so when I sing, it is from the heart. And yeah, the butterflies, the singing, the, oh, yes, this, yes, is everything. So yeah, that is part of my healing right now, is that I've, you know, obviously if I want to evolve and I want to bring certain aspects of myself back, well, I've changed as a person. So if I'm going to incorporate those things that I've tossed away, I'm going to have to transform. And so there you go. That is the healing. Okay, question number 6, and this is the last question. What new life is waiting to be born? Okay, so let's take this off and do a little shuffle shuffle. What new life is waiting to be born? Yes. Yes. Free spirit. I love this card. I love this card. Okay, so the new life that's waiting to be born. Okay, remember, let's go back a few cards. Remember when it said that the reason I tossed away this was because I wasn't feeling wild and free? Well, the new life that's waiting to be born is that free spirit. That thing that originally I wasn't feeling, that's gonna be me. And I think I'm mostly there. So yeah, all right. I love this. I loved, wow, this was, Lisa, you kick ass. And if you haven't read the book, Women Who Run with Wolves, I highly recommend. I know that she highly recommended it too. Sorry, I'm just putting these cards off to the side. Yeah, it's full of fantastic stories, and then there's an explanation after each of the stories, like what the symbolism, you know, and the metaphors and all that, the analogies that in the stories were all about. And it's, you know, it doesn't matter how old the stories are, that they're relevant today, because the human condition is the same. You know, our societies evolve, technology evolves, you know, empires rise and fall, but us as human beings, I mean, to the core, we're pretty much have always been the same. I think that's fantastic, and I'll probably go ahead and reread that story. And Lisa, thank you so much for creating this awesome spread, and I had a lot of fun doing it, and I'm going to definitely go back and revisit these cards and kind of sit with them a little bit and, you know, meditate and see kind of what comes to mind. And yeah, this was great, and I encourage you guys to jump in on this as well. I'm going to link down below Lisa's original video. And if you guys dug this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that ding 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 notification bell for more videos just like this. And if you want to catch a reading with me, head over to www.kittenswaitsandtarot.com. It would be my absolutely pleasure to read for you. And I am creating my own oracle deck, PS. And my homies on patreon.com/kittenswaitsandtarot are helping to make that a reality. But I am needing more support. So I need your help. So please head over there to kind of check that out, and check out all the other things that are going on, like my retreat, or my meetup. Actually, I want to do like an actual retreat, like maybe next year. But this is called the 5 Elements Meetup, and it's July 21st through 22nd. And it's totally free. It's a healing event, meeting new people, eating good food, and going to some sacred spots here in San Diego. And you can head over to my website, click on events, and look at the itinerary and see if that is something that you are interested in. But that's totally free because of my peeps there on Patreon. So if you want to see and have me create more and do more basically with this channel besides just, you know, YouTube, but if you want to see like decks and books and events and things like that, then I do highly suggest you join that KWT tribe over on patreon.com/kittenswaitsandtarot. All right. So I will catch you spiritual homies later. All right. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.